Hey, this is Evan.
Hey, this is Robert. Thanks for tuning in. So today we are going to talk about a little thing going on with Activision and Bungie, which I thought was pretty god dang interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of the internet thinks it's interesting too.
Yeah, man, I think... Well, so let's get into it before. Activision, Bungie, they're splitting. Their mom and dad are getting divorced. And mom is keeping the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can mom raise the kids?
Yeah, without, whatchamacallit, child payments and stuff like that.
And not being able to figure out if their puzzles are missing code or anything like that.
Yeah. That'd be nice, Mom.
Yeah, so Bungie's going to be on its own, I think, relatively soon. They are still going to have the game on the Activision launcher for PC.
Okay.
I wonder if they're going to get away from that, though.
They may. I've heard that things are just kind of like staying normal for a little while.
Right.
But that is a good question. Is Destiny 2 or maybe even Destiny 3 going to be on Steam?
Exactly. Yeah, I hope they don't try to do their own launcher.
Yeah, I don't think they've seen these these exclusive launcher things are working.
Yeah,
well.
like EA's Origin and Ubisoft's Uplay. Like, I don't need all this extra stuff. I want it all in one thing. I get why they do it. It's money or whatever, but it's fucking annoying. But yeah, so they're splitting. Their stocks apparently took a little bit of a nosedive, but it's been going on for a little while.
Yeah.
Since October.
Yeah, Robert and I have been trying to look into when what was the tipping point for this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the stocks were falling right around October 2nd.
Okay.
Like, what games came out around that time, or what was the initial inciting incident for this?
So Black Ops 4 came out around that time, and I think Spyro came out in October as well.
Spyro's Activision?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they grabbed that purple dragon, and they're like, give us your fucking shekels! So,
poor Barney.
Yeah, so that's Activision as well. But yeah, it started to go down, I think the 3rd or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think they had a high of, we looked it up earlier, and it was sitting at a high of $83 on October 2nd. And then it started to just kind of fucking...
Yeah, it started to nosedive.
Yeah.
Well, it went up and it went down. I have the info right here, yeah. What Robert said was true, but on October 10th, it was at $73.58. And then it started going up a little bit, and then it started going down again on the 24th of October. So Black Ops has already been out for how long at that point?
Black Ops came out the 12th.
The 12th, so it was out for at least maybe 12 days.
Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks.
But then we also had... BlizzCon.
Yeah, BlizzCon started on the 26th of October.
Okay.
And it wasn't until, I think their coup de grace with announcing Diablo Immortals happened on November 3rd.
Oh.
So even that's like a month after the stocks have already been falling.
So yeah, they weren't doing good at all.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we've got a great way to get us out of this. And they threw that guy on the stage, and he's like,
well, you don't have phones? Come on, people.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not looking good for them. I think Bungie has made a good decision if they were able to make that decision. I have a feeling it's more, and we'll talk a little bit more as well, investors and Activision were like, you guys are not making the money that we wanted. But you've got to admit, it's kind of a good thing that they did that, separate that way. They didn't do the EA thing.
Where they just killed the studio and kept the IP?
And just be like, well, this is the last one. It's not going to make any more money. No more of this.
That's true.
So, good on Activision for at least just being like, look, you're not profitable to us. But at the same time, it's still Activision, so...
It's interesting. I wonder how Activision is going to...
recuperate some money?
Yeah, how are they going to recuperate money off of this?
Man, I don't know, because it seems like...
Are they just fed up with Destiny?
I think they are. I think they're fed up with it because investors are probably like, where's the microtransactions? Their Destiny 2 or Bungie isn't upholding their bargain with all the microtransactions that are supposed to be in the game. And this is just me being a little biased. I'm not a total Bungie fanboy. I don't like. It's obviously not the same team as the first Halo games, but I would like to think that they're making the conscious decision to go, no, let's chill out with the microtransactions and let's just make sure that the game is fine and good, and then we'll worry about the microtransactions. But Activision and the investors are like, no, microtransactions are like neck and neck. We need the money. Right. And they're like, no, game is not perfect yet or good enough yet.
And that's interesting because, that I think that also... Yeah, so back in November, Activision did mention they wanted to put more microtransactions into the game, and there was a few articles here and there about that. But Luke Smith, the director of the Destiny franchise, tweeted out around this time that him and the team were incredibly proud of what they did with Forsaken, and I think from a player base perspective, it was a success.
Absolutely.
I guess that didn't translate into sales.
So I think what it is that people got burned out on Destiny 1 and the content wasn't flowing enough for them. So when Forsaken came out, they were probably just like, it's just going to be another kind of DLC or expansion. So yeah, I think they've done pretty good with Forsaken, with fine-tuning. The balancing is really nice. I just don't see Forsaken being that bad. I think it was pretty good. And admittedly, I was looking forward to it because I wanted Destiny 2 to be good again.
Yeah.
And have some content to actually fucking do. So that was nice. I thought it was good. I don't... Again, it's because I'm not an investor and I'm not looking at hard dollars and I'm like, where the fuck is our money, Lebowski? It was really fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Same here. And... I mean, I recently got the expansion finally, and I've done one of the forges.
What'd you think?
It was fun. I have to do more of them, though.
Right, it's interesting. It's like, the concept is cool. The way you do it is a little weird. You throw, like, these powered orbs at a fucking thing, and it charges it, and then you kill a bunch of enemies. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's wave-based, and during the wave, special enemies come up, and then once you focus fire them... They drop orbs that you throw at some sort of furnace that's floating in the middle of the arena.
Yeah.
And you do like 3 or 4 waves of this, and if you do it well enough, a final boss comes up?
No, so it's 2 waves. And you just have to do, I think it's 20 orbs each. And then the third wave comes up, and it's boss regardless of... as long as you've completed the first 2.
Right.
And then, you just kill him, and then the furnace poops out some engrams, and you go over and... hopefully get something good.
It only you helped me through the first one, and it really didn't take all that much time. It only took us like maybe 3 tries.
Yeah, and that was even when you were underleveled.
I was super underleveled too.
Yeah.
I had no business doing it.
Well,
but
and then we had that guy that was underleveled too. The first time,
yeah.
The second time we just had a gooby, and then the third time is when we had someone who was like 620, and we were like, okay,
yeah. You and him could carry me then. But hey, I like the gun I got out of it.
Which one did you get?
It was the machine gun.
Oh yes, the hammerhead.
Hammerhead, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a cool gun, and it's main. I appreciate that because I also have the Thunder Lord, which is an exotic. So if I need to swap out a different exotic, I can just fall back on the Hammerhead.
I do the same thing.
It's ooh.
I'm like, I love Thunder Lord, but I want to use, I don't know, Chaperone or Ace of Spades or something. And I'm like, all right, I'll put Hammerhead on because it's a good alternative.
Exactly.
But anyways, I'm sorry, we're straying a little bit.
Let's go back for a second to the uninitiated who might listen to this podcast.
Sure.
Bungie are the people who made the first 3 Halo games and Reach under Microsoft. They left Microsoft to work with Activision because they thought they would have more freedom there. And they did have a lot of freedom at the beginning. But then Bungie kind of, I don't know, they started making some interesting choices. But they lost the Halo IP when they left Microsoft. And that's why this whole situation is interesting, because now they're leaving Activision, but they're keeping their new IP.
Right. I mean, that's something that is going to be interesting to see, because like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the beginning with the whole puzzle situation, the puzzle... So there's a puzzle that you have to do to unlock the final forge in the game, the new DLC Black Armory. Apparently it was missing a string of data, so it wasn't able to be completed in the 7th... I think it said the 7th string of data was missing or something like that. Something that shouldn't have happened.
How does that happen, Bungie?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I guess it's data and it's a lot and it's easy to overlook. But something like that, and now Bungie's going to have everything in their hands.
Yeah.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, see, they've got to not only develop the game now, they have to market it. They have to run their own business now on top of having all of the other things that they used to do.
Exactly.
It's my understanding that last June, Bungie received $100 million investment from a Chinese company called NetEase, so that's going to help them out, just financially.
Do you know what that is? Wait, when did they get this?
Back in June of 2018.
Oh, man, that has to be for fucking Activision did? Or Bungie?
Bungie did.
Bungie did.
NetEase gave Bungie $100 million. And it was for a new game that I couldn't find any more information on.
Huh. Interesting.
I know.
And there's no news about that. That's the first time I've heard that. Because I figured you're talking about Blizzard and Activision, or Activision Blizzard, because that would make sense for Diablo Immortal, because that's who they're working with on that.
Is that... Oh, so NetEase is the ones who does
yeah.
Immortal.
Yes. So maybe you're confusing that.
No, I'm not.
No.
I looked this up, man.
Okay.
I looked this up yesterday.
All right. Yeah.
NetEase is a huge company, actually, over there. They just...
Yeah, they make a bunch of shitty mobile games, and it's all the same thing. Like, you can look at it, it's they're all pretty much the same thing. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Right.
And they're all copy-paste, and they make money because Chinese players just want a quick fix.
Right.
But that's interesting. I didn't know that Bungie was the one that took the $100 million.
So I don't know what that project is going to look like or what it's going to be for. I guess it's going to be a mobile game, if that's the way NetEase swings.
Yeah. What, Destiny Mobile? How?
No, it's going to be a new IP. It's not going to be Destiny related. They want them to make a new game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Damn, NetEase is trying to get in the game.
Mm-hmm. So now that, even on top of that, I mean, they have the funding. They're not hurting on money yet. But are they going to spread themselves too thin between having to run a business, having to run a dev company, publishing their games, marketing their games, and having multiple projects that they have obligations to fill?
Well, so they'll have Destiny 2, and they'll have NetEase. I'll just say NetEase because we don't know what their IP is called. They'll have those two things. I assume that they'll expand their business a little bit with marketing and stuff like that. Or maybe they've got people already in line. I mean, I'm sure people at Activision are looking for a new job. So definitely could poach some players from there.
And I think that this kind of speaks to my opinion on the whole situation. I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah. I would almost say that I'm optimistically skeptical. Because in my opinion, Bungie has made a lot of their own problems with Destiny. They've definitely gone far and above fixing them. Yeah. With like the player summit and stuff, and making Forsaken as good as it is. Mm-hmm. And actually, to that point, I feel bad that Forsaken didn't sell so well because they probably lost most of their player base because they weren't handling Destiny 2 at the best that they could have been. But that might have been more Activision.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So that's the thing, is that we don't really have the inside scoop to kind of be decisive on that. Because I'm trying not to be biased, but we don't know how much of it they had done or wanted to do, and Activision is like, we don't really like that. Can you like remake it? And we don't know how many times that process happened, if it happened, or if it was like Activision was like, hey, you guys got it, we believe in you, and Bungie was just like internally just screwing up.
Right. I feel Activision was a little bit more geared towards profit driving. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the creative nonsense, going back to Destiny 1, which in my opinion caused a ripple effect that's affected Destiny 2's career. You know, Bungie and Activision, I think mostly Bungie had those 2 lawsuits from Marty O'Donnell, which... Yeah,
the first game?
Yeah. And I mean, that's a whole can of worms. I don't think Marty was being he was being a little bit of a child. Let's be real. But a lot of that kind of stemmed from Activision was messing with some of his work, and Bungie wasn't backing that up. Right. And it goes back to the original E3 trailer for 2013. But of course, there's also the whole mishap with the first game where Bungie, Joe Stanton and his writing team were working on the story for like 2 years. And then they put a super cut together, which was like about 2 hours long. And the higher-ups at Bungie didn't like it. They thought it was too campy and too linear. I guess it was too much like Halo,
Yeah,
I guess I would
was
say.
gonna say, it sounds like they were like, no, we can't do this again. It's too much like that. But
And so they scrapped everything that him and his team put together after 2 years, and then they were panicky and they rushed. This is why we got Grimoire cards, people, and that's why when the first game came out, everybody's
that weren't
like,
even in the game.
They weren't even. Yeah, exactly. It was that was another can of worms, but I feel you can probably pin that more on Bungie, and that's why I feel you got to stay optimistic, but you got to also stay a little skeptical here because Bungie does make mistakes.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it has to deal a lot with Activision's deadlines with things, because it kind of sounds like there's hard deadlines being put in front of them, and they're like, make it fucking happen, and then they like scramble to do it, fumble, and then pick it up, and then fumble it again. So I'm wondering if
I think you're onto something there because, man. This was a 10-year plan that they wanted to do, and they really wanted an annual release of some sort.
Yeah, which was fucking. So they wanted to have a space Black Ops, is what they wanted to do,
more or less.
Yeah, they wanted to have another revenue annually, where it was just like, all right, here's a new Destiny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they'll have like. I wonder if they would have done it where they have like one with an Infinity Ward. What's the one other? It's like Sledgehammer or something like that.
It's Sledgehammer Studios, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch.
Yes. So then that way they can like kind of have their iteration of the game.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they didn't do that, and I'm glad that they separated. You're right. I'm hopefully optimistic. I want them to do right. I want them to.
I think it's good to be optimistic, honestly.
Yeah, I think so now, at least for this situation, because their brainchild is in their hands. They're not being constrained by any type of due dates or any money might be another thing, but they have the creativity to do whatever they want. But that could be bad as well. And I only say that because they recently came out with the patch notes for Destiny 2. The update this month, they are fixing Nova Warp or tweaking Nova Warp. But my main focus here is Titan skating on PC.
Yeah.
They said that there's no plans to do anything with Titan skating.
Yeah.
In the near future.
And that just to reiterate, Titan skating is exclusive to PC. It's a would you call it a bug? What would you call it? I guess a caveat.
Would exploit be too strong? Because I feel like you can.
It has to do with the frames,
right?
The reason you can't. So Titan skating is this thing where when you're a Titan, you can basically and you use the hover.
It's a specific type of jump, and then you have to. You have to like use a macro, or you can set up your mouse wheel to do it, and you have to like hit it at a certain speed or something like that.
Yeah. And basically it just makes you like boost forward very quickly, so you get a lot of velocity, and you can just you become Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, your momentum is fast enough where you can kill yourself running into a wall.
Yeah.
So that's like, how is this not a thing? Like in PvP, it's a big thing because it's like getting to the heavy ammo is a big thing. Obviously, it matters. So if you can run to their side, or at least their like corridor first, and throw down a shield, so they have to take it down. That's 5 seconds to take down that shield.
It opens up a lot of options, but the reason that it's only specific to PC is because of the frames on PC.
Right. And then I think the only way you can do it is with mouse and keyboard anyways.
I guess. I mean, well, even if you could set up like a Cronus on the PlayStation, the frames aren't there. Because the frames are locked. So that's why I'm trying to consider this as just... That's going back to the question, is it a bug? I guess let's just call it a caveat. The point is they're just leaving this in the game.
Right. Bungie's making the conscious decision to be like, well, we don't know what to do with it. And it's like, well, I know this isn't the best answer, but how about putting a cooldown on the jump? And I'm not saying, like, you gotta wait 2 seconds, like with Blink. No, I'm just saying, like, if you press jump and then you press jump again and you use your little boosters, there's like a mini cooldown. There's like half a second, maybe a second cooldown. So you can't just keep going jump, 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 and then fucking speed up fast.
Or even, and I don't really know much about code, but is there a way to put some code in there that just reads like, oh, this is clearly like a macro running right now?
Maybe.
It just like negates that, shuts it down.
Yeah, there's got to be something. It annoys me that they're just like, well, we can't figure it out right now, so we're just not going to worry about it right now.
And I guess they're definitely in a state of transition. They probably have a lot on their plate.
That could be why they said it.
But these are things that we need to look at and be like, hey, Bungie.
Right, the decisions they're making. Yeah, it's not like Robert De Niro where you're like, you.
Well, of course, Robert's extra mad about Titan skating because warlocks can do their own form of Titan skating, and Robert plays a hunter.
The fastest game in the class isn't fast.
No.
But like we have a dodge.
It's like that argument. It's like, is Sonic really going as fast as Mario? Mario's technically faster.
It's like, what?
Yeah, what the hell?
But yeah, so it's good. It's overall a good thing. I'm glad that they got away from Activision because I feel like Activision is notoriously going down a path that isn't. It's bad, man. It's so bad. So we'll see. We'll have to see what they do with their game. Hopefully it's all good. I'm sure it's not going to be perfect. I don't think anybody's expecting it to be perfect. You gotta have some pretty thick blinders to be like, it's a perfect game. It's not. Not a lot of games, if any, are. But Activision is suffering. So I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing some suffering with Blizzard and stuff like that. Because I forget his name, the Morheim guy, the creator of Blizzard, is stepping down.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like the decisions that are being pushed upon Blizzard. Because it's a partnership. But if the creator of Blizzard is like, look, I don't like that we're getting all like investor heavy and focused on money. Like, I made this to make games, to have fun.
Right.
And now that is being out of focus.
Well, also, wasn't it Activision who hired the chief financial officer for Blizzard?
Yeah.
She was the one who left, but still, they're hiring these financial officers specifically for them.
See, that's why it's weird to me, because it's like, if it was a partnership wouldn't be like, hey, Evan, that thing you're going to say next, let me tweak it a little bit. That's not a partnership. That's controlling you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's because I have a little bit of nostalgia with Blizzard, with like WoW and playing StarCraft and Diablo. I'm like, oh, Activision is bad, but maybe Bungie, like, senior people are like, no, we do want the money. Give us all the money. So maybe they're being inherently greedy as well. And Mike Morheim, I think is his name, was one of the few who were just like, no, I'm like just here to make fun games. This industry is going to shit. And they're like, well, you could take it or leave it. And he's like, I'm leaving.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Interesting times we live in.
Uh-huh.
You know, Halo 2 seems so long ago.
Man. Yeah, it seems fucking forever. I mean, even Destiny 1 seems forever ago.
It kind of does.
If you've seen, like, I don't know why it suggested it to me, but there was, like, this PvP video it suggested to me. From Destiny 1 on YouTube, and I was like, what the? I was like, okay. So I looked at it, and I was like, man, this looks old as shit.
It's slow.
It's slow. It doesn't look good. I mean, it looks okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the UI is a little bare. It's not very vibrant. But yeah, then after I watched that, I watched the announcement video they did. It was like 30 minutes or whatever at E3. And man, yeah, the hype was real back then. I kind of wish it was still like that, but that's a whole nother thing.
Well, I feel Activision definitely I feel like maybe they got their feet a little too wet with this franchise. Well, and that's one of the reasons they're splitting up here.
Yeah, and I mean, you also got to think about the thing with Black Ops 4. The whole microtransaction thing.
Yeah. They didn't have microtransactions when that game came out.
No, they did not. So after they got all those good reviews that were glowing, and they were all like, this is a really good Black Ops game, and there's no microtransactions, good on you. And Activision was like, you thought.
How many times can you think they can do that and get away with it?
That's what I'm curious to see. I want to see if that's going to become a trend.
Yeah.
And if it does become a trend, are people going to have to start... Game journalists going to be held to a higher standard, I guess.
Start putting asterisks on these reviews. It's like microtransactions weren't in the game as of this review.
Right. Because, I mean, that's what really affects it, is if the microtransactions come into play with a certain drop rate for guns or XP rate. But when it comes into the game and it starts to paint a picture of, there's no microtransactions. Everything runs pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit of a grind or whatever, but it feels a little bit good.
Right.
And then microtransaction come in and it speeds it up, or it gives you bonus XP, or it gives you the weapon that you're farming or whatever. And then it starts to go, well, did you slow all this stuff down purposely so we would still be grinding to get to that point so you could give us this shit and would be more tantalizing? Or is this just... I don't know.
Whose decision was it to throttle the XP gauge in Destiny 2 when it came out? You think that was Bungie, or you think that was Activision?
I have a feeling maybe it was Bungie, and they wanted the game to like have a little bit more of a longevity to it.
Well, that only happened after you hit 20, and at that point, all that stuff revolves around the Eververse.
Oh, okay. Well, then that answers your question.
It's probably Activision. Activision was probably like, do this, and Bungie kind of just like cloak and dagger slip it in there.
Yeah, they were like, all right, well, you pay the check, so turn that dial a little bit.
We'll see how long we can get away with this, because our fan base...
And it didn't... I'm pretty sure they
got like within 2 months.
Yeah. People are like, whoa.
Something stinks here.
Pretty much.
Also with Activision, as we were looking stuff up before this podcast, we found out the new From Software game is published by Activision. I didn't know that.
Yeah, interesting. Are we going to see microtransaction in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice?
Yeah.
From Software? No, I don't think they would let that happen.
I don't know. I feel the publisher can really throw their weight around whenever they want to.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about microtransactions in Sekiro yet.
Oh, well, yeah. They wouldn't say anything until the game came out, because they want you to get it. And guess what? It's not going to be in the game. Exactly. So you're going to get it, you're going to pre-order, and then they're going to be like, what's up with these microtransactions? Yeah. But who knows? Maybe we're wrong. Maybe From Software was just like, dude, this is not that kind of game. That's not going to happen.
Right. I hear there's some exciting news about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh, yeah, there is. So I recently played, Giselle and I played 1 and 2. God, there's so many different versions of it, but it's Kingdom Hearts for PS4. It's Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 HD Final Remix. Yeah.
Card Shuffle Extreme.
So it comes with the first and second game with an HD remix for the PS4. Yay! And then a couple of the 3DS games.
Okay.
I didn't bother with them.
You're just for my own amusement, and also maybe the amusement of our listeners. I never got into Kingdom Hearts. Robert is a pretty big fan. Robert, why don't you kind of give me a breakdown of what Kingdom Hearts is all about?
Is that even possible?
Well, don't give me a plot synopsis. We'll be here all day.
Yeah.
So you're saying this collection you had all these games on it. Why is some of them got like 1.0 or 1.5 or 2.5?
So Kingdom Hearts 1.5 is just the first game, but it's like an HD version of it, and I think they added some like quality of life stuff to it, as well as like cutscenes. So that's why it's 1.5.
Okay.
And same thing for 2.5.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like that. And then the other games are 3DS games. Mm-hmm. I had no interest. One's a card game. The other two are 3DS games that were like the first two. Mm-hmm. Don't care. Anyways, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out 25th for Japan of this month and the 29th for us. But what they're doing, which is apparently being a little divisive, not to me, I kind of think it's a good idea, we'll get into it, is they are keeping the ending or the epilogue video at least off the game disc.
Is it just the video or is it actual gameplay too?
It sounded like it was just the video. Because now that I'm like looking back or thinking back, I'm pretty sure it said video. There might be a little bit of the gameplay that's cut as well.
Okay, well now why would they do this?
I have a feeling they didn't really announce why they did it. They just said, hey, this is what's happening. Not, hey, this is why we're doing it.
And also to clarify, when did they announce this?
Not too long ago.
Because people are acting like this is news.
They announced it, a couple months ago, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then they also reiterated just recently, week, I want to say, within a week.
Okay.
Anyways, so that's not going to be on the disc. It's going to be DLC, and it won't be released until the 31st. So I don't think that's a terrible thing. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually kind of cool, and I think it kind of keeps all the people who like to spoil stuff for other people in check, which to me is fucking awesome.
I think that's a cool idea.
I might not have all the time in the world to play Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't want to go on Imager, Reddit, or even Facebook or something, and some kid thinks he's funny, and it's like, haha, I'm a troll, so, and the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 is this, and I ruined the whole story for you. I'm just like, dude, come on.
Clarabelle shows up. She's the final boss.
Mickey and Minnie have a legal dispute, and yeah. But so I kind of like it. I think it's nice. I think it kind of keeps those people in check. And as far as like one of the complaints that I saw was, oh, well, what about the people without internet? Is there really that many people without internet? Mm-hmm. And if you can't afford internet, why do you have a PS4? Well, that's...
Yeah, don't you have to keep the system updated just to play the game?
Yeah, so you have to have the system updated to play the game. And let me backtrack. You can spend your money however you want. Bad decisions, good decisions. If you have a PS4 and you can't afford internet, whatever. I'll redact that. I'm just saying that, look, you can get internet anywhere. You can get it in McDonald's.
That's true.
You've seen those people. They go to McDonald's with like their laptop or like a little TV setup, and they just post up, and they're just like, dude, just download the. It's not gonna take that long. Anyways,
well, I think it's hilarious is the people who are on the who are saying this, and they're posting on the internet. This isn't fair for people who don't have the internet. You're posting on the internet. Did you go down to the library, use the free library card to complain about some... Hey, you could go to the library and download the fucking app if you wanted to.
You probably could.
It might take 12 hours, but that's okay.
Read a book while you're waiting.
Exactly.
Or bitch at the library about how some people
There's no books left in the library.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's something that I've been waiting for.
And, like I said, I'm not into Kingdom Hearts. For my own personal reasons, it just doesn't jive with me.
Sure,
but and just going, yeah, with all of this, and me and just as an outsider looking in on it, and them just being like, we're gonna hold off the last little bit of the story because we want to keep the integrity of the game. You can tell that these games, this particular franchise. I mean, like, there's the spin-offs, and they made a ton of money. But the core games, they feel like they're made with love. The Square Enix, and you don't see this with a lot of games, they're making this game for the fans, and they want it to be perfect for the fans. And they want the fans' experience as a whole to be flawless. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a more committed team of people who are just like, dude, people want this third game. it's going to happen, but we have to stick the landing.
Exactly. They're just like
forget Final Fantasy, forget a Chrono Trigger sequel. We got to make this work.
I would say that Kingdom Hearts fans and every fan base is like this, but man, they're fucking rabid and really weird. So it's like,
well, the fan base gets big enough, the weirdos will be there.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at Star Wars, and then you even look at like some Let's Play channels. People get weird. Let's get weird. Let's get weird.
Yeah, reason will prevail. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then there's also the Resident Evil 2 thing, the demo.
Oh yeah, man, I haven't even downloaded it. I don't even think I want to download it.
I was just gonna say, are you gonna even play it?
I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil. I have a lot of respect for it, and I played the first one on the GameCube, and then I played 0, and I played 4. I would say 4 is probably my favorite. I played Revelations on the 3DS. Revelations is fucking fun. It's a good game.
That's right, I remember that one. I
crushed that game. And then I played 7. I never played 2. Oh, actually, I would probably say number 3 is my favorite. Because I really love the whole Nemesis thing.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But
I never the shit out of me as a kid.
Oh, dude, that's scary.
Yeah.
But I never played 2, but everybody loves 2, and I love that it has Leon in it. He's probably my favorite core character. And I love
God.
I'll shoot you in the leg.
But climb that ladder for me.
Yeah, I don't have anything against 2. I'm just not looking forward to it. But you were telling me about the demo. And at first you're like, oh, it's 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, that sounds, it was whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I articulated that point well enough. Because you're like...
It wasn't until another friend's like, you only have one crack at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Because when I said it to you and you were like, yeah, that's cool. I was like, this fucking guy thinks this is cool. And I was like... I didn't say it good enough or well enough.
You didn't give me the second half of that sentence.
And then Ricardo was like, no, he's stupid. No. He was like, no, it's this. And you're like,
so you have it's a 30-minute demo and you have one try at it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that really raised my eyebrow.
But apparently people are doing speed runs within like 3 minutes.
How are they doing that?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it at all because I want it to be completely new.
Well, I know Giselle mentioned, get it on Steam as well, and you can have multiple cracks at it.
Right. But...
Are people just making new accounts?
Yeah, no, so that's what they are doing. On PlayStation, you can make multiple accounts and just continue to play it.
Oh.
I don't know if that extends the timer or if it's just like every account you make, you can just re-download. No, yeah, it's got to be.
It has to be you re-download it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So how far are people getting? Is there a wall at the end of the demo?
There's got to be a wall. It's got to be like a section.
Because you just said, people are doing it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, so they're like finishing the demo in 3 minutes or speed running it in 3 minutes.
So you have a 30-minute demo that clearly has like an end cap.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only do it once.
Right, but we don't know what the end cap is. Well, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, we don't know what it is, but the fact that people are beating it in 3 minutes says that there is an end cap.
Right, but my point is we don't know if there's this like kind of cop out because you and I don't know. Right. There could be something where in Prey, you can end the game super fucking early. Yeah. If you just go up and you're just like. Peace out, motherfuckers. You just leave. Mm-hmm. So there could be something like that in Resident Evil 2, and that's how people are speed running it. So we don't know.
So I've had a few of my friends play it, and they say it's awesome.
Really?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I mean, hey, that over the shoulder. I guess it didn't work for 5 or 6 so much.
5 or 6, I think, had a different...
Well, 5 had the co-op system.
Yeah.
And the stupid AI woman that really didn't help and, like, used all your medicals.
I was going to say, I didn't play it, but I remember reading that and being like, dude, no, I'm not doing it.
I think the only... I watched Bart and AJ play through that game, and it seemed like that was the most fun you could possibly have with it, is if you actually had a friend to play with.
Sure.
And then number 6, I think the story, it was so segmented.
You talking about the icon with the giraffe and the girl?
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Because I think that thing was just 3 different campaigns. It was kind of rushed and slapped together. But that was also an over-the-shoulder type game. But I feel, Resident Evil 7, actually, the first person was pretty cool. But I don't think... The point is you can't go wrong with the over-the-shoulder classic Resident Evil 4 style gameplay. Mm-hmm. And it's a story that's been told that they can... And it's my understanding they might even clean up some of the timeline with this and make it like the official one.
Oh, okay. I knew that they were like changing some shit up to kind of clean it up. I didn't know that they were like the timeline is being fixed kind of with this.
Well, because I think currently with the timeline around the time of the second and the third game, there's all of that like they started adding all these weird things where Umbrella Corpse was set during that time. And so there's just moments where the characters in that game interact with, like, Chris's sister is...
No, it's...
Claire Redfield.
Thank you.
So there's just times, like, they're just like, oh, who are you? And she's just like, I'm Claire Redfield, and I'm looking for my brother. And this was, like, what is this cutscene in Resident Evil 2?
Yeah.
So they started, like, mucking around with it, and I think they're going to bring it back to basics.
Okay.
Whether or not they make it the actual canon entry, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on the 25th of this month, January 25th.
So this month is going to be pretty good.
It is. That game's going to sell well. It's going to review well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I mean, I'm not. I'll probably wait for a price cut.
That's what I was just thinking. Is that I was like, I don't know if I really want to pay full $60 pop for it. I feel like that might be a little too much.
Yeah, but if there's a Steam sale and I get that on PC, the game already looks amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing is that we're gonna do it on PS4 just because it's easier for her to watch.
Right.
And then she still wants to be there when I play it on PC.
His girlfriend wants to watch.
She likes to watch. Don't touch the watch.
Do it as poor. Well, let's close it out. Thank you for stopping by and listening to us ramble about Activision, Bungie. My name's Evan.
And this is Robert.
And we will see you next time.
Later, guys.
Wow.